it has a remote, and I accidentally sat my controller on the remote. And when it switches from 120 hertz to regular hertz in for the game, the monitor turns off for a split second. So as I sat my controller down, I thought I hit the off button on my remote for my monitor with my controller, but instead that wasn't the case. So me trying to quickly fix that error, I pressed the power button again. My screen turns on for a second, then turns back off.
Trials of Osiris.
You got that right there, Sean.
Stand along. Do not give up. This one was for your enemy. Next time.
Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna lose this round. I don't think my teammates are gonna be able to keep up with these other two guys. Not that I don't have faith in them, but I don't have any faith in them. Not a bit. Not at all. The slightest bit.
One minute left, my friend. Only one
Never
enemy
mind.
is left.
Maybe I do got a little faith in you guys.
Your enemies are down.
Just a smidge, you know.
Destroy this tie, God.
No,
This
explosive.
tie cannot continue. It's you or them. Fight. Left, my friend.
Yeah.
Only one ally is left. He's in their hands. Your team is fallen, but you can stand back up. Opponent revived. You're trailing. Put on your mean face, Guardian. Only one ally.
Why'd I get
left.
one shot with that?
Only one enemy is left. Opponent revived. This one was for your enemy. Next time, my friend.
Don't the I'm fairly certain of this. The moths only do like 30 damage per explosion, right?
Their party.
Goob, I'm not even gonna lie to you. That was my fault. We should have pushed her point.
Opponent revived. Only one ally is left. It is in their hands now. 1 minute left, my friend. Opponent revived. This one was for your enemy. Next time, my friend.
Yeah, I'll take that one. That was on me.
Match point. Take back the fight.
Oh, they got a fucking bubble.
Only one ally is left. He's in there. 1 minute left, my friend. Next time, my friend. Next time.
I'll leave my fucking phone somewhere. Oh, I'm a dumbass. I didn't actually. My game volume's super loud right now. Yeah. Though, in my opinion, well beats Bubble. What doesn't beat? Well beats Bubble, but Overshield beats Healing Rift. I don't think it's the worst idea in the world. It could have been implemented better for sure. When people complain about overshields because of the Titans, there weren't really any other ways to get it beforehand outside of like Warlock rifts. I'd say a good fix for it would be just instead of having the
Trials of Osiris.
overshield come and constantly regenerate, I feel like it should be a place to barricade. You get your overshield and that's it. You shouldn't constantly get regenerating overshield for standing behind it. Especially not the full team. That's kind of dumb in my opinion. Because then it's just like you pretty much have a healing rift that blocks damage. With a similar cooldown, but other ways to build into it.
Show them a fight they cannot forget. Only one enemy is left.
Wormhusk was like that at one point, pretty much.
Opponents have been put in their place. Good job.
Yeah, but Wormhusk cooldown is significantly faster than the Titan Shield.
Your team is in the lead, God. Do not relent.
That's true, but at the same time, the Overshield is only 50 health, 40 health, and Wormhusk gave you more than 40 health. No, it gave you a burst that was more than 40 health.
Only one ally is left. Is it there?
It always gave you a burst. It also additionally gave you regeneration before.
Opponent revived.
Yes. And gave it more of a burst of health now. So I think right now it's like 60 or 70 health, but before it was like 40 or 50. Though this happened a long time ago, so I don't remember the exact numbers. I'll tell you that off bat. I know what they did, I just don't remember the exact numbers. That's true. That'll be the balancing factor outside the fact that, you know, you get Wormhusk every couple seconds versus the barrier taking at least 30.
Left, my friend. It is just you now. Fight until you have nothing left. Guardian against Guardian.
I can't really hear you again because honestly, I'm just gonna adjust my sound. It's much easier to have a conversation. But I don't think it's that important. Like I said, a quick balancing factor would just get rid of the regenerating factor of the healing of the barricade. I don't think the barricade's worse. I think it's annoying as shit right now, and it could use some tuning. They keep trying to tune it in other ways, though, instead of just being like, okay, let's not keep. And I can understand because this is something that'll affect PvP and PvE if they do make that kind of change. But I think the better thing to do would be, or if they could, separate it so that it only doesn't regenerate your shield if you're in the Crucible, and keep it as a regenerating thing in PvP and PvE. I think it'll be fine. But that regeneration, the fact that not only is it a safe area, not only do you get extra health, but it's also constantly regenerating on top of it being extra health, and I think that's overkill. No matter how easy it is to destroy, unless it's just like a knife through butter, but then at that point, what the fuck is the purpose of it?
They should have known better than to start a gunfight with you, huh? Your ally is back in the fight.
I don't like for things to be nerfed into the ground. I like for the idea of stuff to be balanced, and nothing has ever pissed me off to the point where I'm just like, oh, get rid of it, I never want to see it again, because I find that mindset quite dumb. It's like a waste of extra energy.
Only one ally is left. It is in their hands. One minute left, my friend.
The fuck happened there?
This round is there, but you can win the next.
Couple questions on that one. How did he...
I cannot wait.
Why was he inside? I watched Buddy kill him outside, no?
Left, my friend. It is just you now. Fight until you have nothing left.
Don't tell me this is my last win. I don't want to have to start over. Okay, I got one more.
But you can still win this. Guardian, it is you alone. Great. Next time, my friend. Next time.
That should have been easy. Maybe it wasn't supposed to be easy. What are you playing? Should be twice. Unless they got something else on them. Titan Hunter, Warlock. Did he dodge? What subclass? You didn't see him do anything beforehand? Were you severed? You sure you weren't severed? Did he have woven mail? Was his health regenerating?
Welcome.
Did he step on a light orb? How do you know he didn't step on a light orb, Bishan? Were you
are
solo?
eager to begin, I can see it. So
No
go
clue.
and find them. Only one enemy is left.
Fuck.
The opposing team is down. You were the final blow.
Do you want to send it to me?
You are winning. Keep this up.
You don't have to do it right now. I'm just asking.
Only one enemy is left. Good. Your enemy is down. You're in the lead. Let your opponents chase you all they want. One minute left, my friend. Only one enemy is left. Opponent revived.
One shot, brother.
Only one enemy is left. Opponent's crushed. Do it again. Your team has the lead. Hold
Craig,
tight.
eater of Crayolas.
Only one enemy is left. Good. Only their
That sounds like
ghosts
fatherless
remain.
behavior.
Okay, bring them back and let's do it again. Your moment is here. Finish the fight strong.
Do you go solo or do you normally play with a group when you're trying to go flawless? I got a message in the chat.
One
In the
ally is
stream.
left. It is in damage. Only one enemy is left. 1 minute left, my friend.
Nice. Yeah, someone asked, said that
The
inside
match
of
is yours.
my
Celebrate. I will join.
stream. I just asked him. If you normally go with the team, it might be a little easier to go solo.
Shaxx is crucible to train. Perhaps.
Ah, I see. Honestly, it could be your teammates, man. I had this match earlier where I went it went to 4-4. We were at last round, both sides. It went 4-4. We lost, unfortunately. I almost got the last kill there, but it didn't work out well. But one of the guys on my team, again, we went 4-4. So every single round we could play, we did play. But he got 0 kills and 9 deaths. Thought you were playing with a streamer. Cool guy. It's a pretty cool guy. This will be my last round. For sure, man. You're definitely gonna make it up there. Have you been doing much comp? I used comp to try to get adjusted to different playstyles and just being in a more streamlined, less chaotic game mode. And I use that just as practice when trials isn't up. Other times I do stupid shit like this is my hyper beam build. Got that laser, fire it from the sky. Auto reloads, fire the laser again, or I could just shoot like a regular person. But shooting like a regular person's overrated anyway.
Trials of Osiris.
Respect that hustle, brother. If you want to run some stuff, you can totally do that. I play for fun most times. Of course, I'm not a Titan. Thank you. Why are you saying that? Saint 14, you're losing your fucking mind, but whatever. I like playing with people in no matter what. So I'd be down to run some games with you. And if you really, really want, I can give you like tips or anything, or if you want that, of course. Just waiting for it to come through.
Your team has the lead. Hold tight to it.
I got you, brother. What class do you play? That shouldn't have worked.
1 minute left.
But it did.
Only one enemy is left. You have flattened your enemy. Very good.
I think we're going flawless this round. I can't imagine the enemy team coming back on this one. Though, what do I know? And then again, I just looked and they got 2 Strand Warlocks. That is a detriment in itself. Oh, that's both just fusion shots.
Only one enemy is left. 1 minute left, my friend.
Yeah. They're not coming back from this.
Your enemy is
Unless they put on their big gamer pants. They ain't coming back from this one.
You are in the lead. Don't slow down. Only one enemy is left. I love to watch you win. These are the final moments. Secure the match. Only one enemy is left.
Okay.
The match is
Oh,
yours.
there's flawless.
I will join you. You crushed. They will not forget you.
Yeah, Sean. You know, if you go flawless and you use the grapple hook to go around the regular path that you take to get there, Osiris doesn't despawn. You go all the way around long way. You gotta go all the way around. You can only really do it with the grapple. I'm sure there's a way to get around there with like didn't work. It didn't work this time, but you have to go all the way wide. If you don't, then he just despawns. Pretty much skipping the trigger for his animation for him to disappear.
Best fire teams. That means you. Congratulate. Your victories bear rewards. Go. Take.
Oh my gosh. Under over? I never wanted another perk before in my life on this thing.
Soon, I will see you here again and again. Those you have triumphed
Be a
over
very
look
niche
to
build
your
against
example.
Titans, I guess. Oh, hey, look at
Your hope.
that! Impulse
These
Amplifier,
will be
Unstoppable
precious
Force.
tools in the trying times to come. Fight, win, and fight again.
Same 14. I fucks with you, bro. I really do. But I'm good. I'm good on that. I appreciate your thought. I've now gone flawless with ye old Dragon's Breath build. Hit him with that Hyper Beam. Now I'm going to store this build like I was supposed to before. Completely fucked that up last time. Oh. All right. All right. Now that I've gone flawless, Deshaun, I want to talk to you about some stuff. Damn. All right. So, there's a lot of exotics in this game. Some of them suck. Do you know that? Some of them suck. Do you know that? I think he knew that. I think he knows that. Yup. Because we're smart people. I had an idea though. I have a lot of ideas, an unnecessarily large amount of ideas, for a decent amount of exotics that we have in the game. The ones that I personally feel suck, that could use some much needed buffs, right? So, if you don't mind, I'd like to talk your ear off for a bit. Bet. Have nothing better to do, and maybe the stream will like it. Okay, no one's here, but so there's this Warlock exotic. Now I'm starting with Warlocks because I'm on my Warlock right now, so it's popping up first. There's Warlock exotic, Skull of Dire Ahamkara, and what it does is it gives extra super energy whenever you get kills with Nova Bomb, right? Similar like Shard to Galanor and all that stuff, except you have to get kills, and Nova Bomb sucks at ad control. It's absolute doo-doo water. There's no purpose in it only centering around that one aspect of Nova Bomb. That seems like a waste of time, with no other like side shit for it at all. And so what I feel like it should do, a lot of people are like, oh, give it increased super damage for Nova Bomb as well. And that would be cool. That would be cool, but I would still dislike that strongly because that's just kind of boring, and it makes it super streamlined and doesn't fix the issue that the exotic comes with itself, which is Nova Bomb is not an ad control super. So why the fuck is it trying to act like one? That makes no sense at all. Having it do big burst damage is like, okay, well now my super does big burst damage, but now the other half of the perk literally does nothing because I'm saving my super for the boss. Right? So I feel like that's just kind of whack. So what I think it should do is, in addition to granting you extra super energy for getting kills with the super, I feel like it should also give some effect that helps you get your super faster. Similar to like, excuse me, similar to like Star Eater skills or something like that. Some aspect of it should give you increased super gains outside of just its base form. Because you know, Star Eaters makes it so all orbs of light give you significantly more super energy, which allows for you to not only increase the damage of all of the supers that you have, but now you also have the ability to get your super faster on top of that. And I feel like something like that would be cool. Or you could dive into the other half of it, because it does also give you damage resistance while you're casting Nova Bomb, which is like, wow, oh my gosh, for like a half a second, I I take a little bit less damage. That's insane. So I feel like they could do something instead to build into that half of it. Maybe void kills give you a small amount of damage resistance or some shit like that for a certain amount of time. Which a lot of people, when they hear damage resistance and we talk about the Crucible, they get all scared and shit. But damage resistance is in the Crucible right now, and it's like 6% at max, 6% less damage at max damage resistance stats because of how the damage resistance system works. So no one really uses damage resistance in the Crucible because it doesn't really do anything. At most, it gives you like an extra tier of resilience. So I think it'll be something that could be more applicable in PvE content where you become tankier for using your void abilities. You can use your super a little bit more, stuff like that. Maybe a combination of both of these things so you can get, or yeah, a combination of both so you get your super faster, and then the kills also make you a bit tankier if you get void kills. It's just it's in a situation where the identity is for it to buff up Nova Bomb, or it kind of clashes because one is like you want to use your super more often, and the other one is just like you take less damage for your super. So it's like, are we doing the less damage thing, or are we doing the more supers thing? Because it sucks at both. Taking less damage during Nova Bomb is like super insignificant because either you're gonna die anyway, or you were just gonna get full health from Devour. And if you're not using Devour, you're a spicy meatball. You're definitely a spicy meatball. But Skull of Dire Ahamkara, in my opinion, is kind of butts. Even as a super exotic, Shards of Galanor, you still get energy back if you just get hits with it. And the Blade Barrage just already is a better super than Nova Bomb because it covers more area, it does more damage, and there are other ways to buff it on top of that, just built into the subclass. Versus Nova Bomb, it's one and done, smaller area, does less damage, slower. It's just like worse in every way as a shutdown super, in my opinion. That's why you don't see many Nova Bombs in general. You don't see the super very often, but you do see a decent amount of Void Warlocks, ironically enough. Not a crazy amount, but you see them running around here every once in a while. Normally they're spamming Child of the Old Gods everywhere. But like you get hit with a Child of the Old God and you're like, damn, that's crazy. And then don't get hit with a single Nova Bomb the entire game. What, Skull of Dire Ahamkara or Child of the Old Gods? It'd be that way. On to the next exotic. I'm not gonna lie, a decent amount of these exotics are pretty solid. Dado said that he wants a buff to Eye of Another World, and I can see that and I can respect that. I say if we're gonna buff Eye of Another World, it has this marking priority target thing, which they could use that as a more aggressive style of marking. So I'm thinking it functions similar to One-Eyed Mask, maybe, where you highlight a specific target, and if you kill that target, you wouldn't get like an overshield or shit because that's One-Eyed Mask. What I think you should do is get extra ability energy for killing that target, and it'll build into the identity of the exotic, where normally it passively buffs your ability regen, but this will also give it the ability to actively regen your abilities, and it will require you to do something. Or it can function more like Knucklehead Radar in that sense, where it'll mark a specific target that you're firing at, and if you kill them, I feel like the trigger has to be more. It needs to require more because just free ability energy for killing someone, I think that's a little bit too much. Unless they give you a neglectable amount of ability energy, then it's like, what was the point of that anyway? But as an exotic, Eye of Another World's pretty solid. A lot of people will use for stasis turrets builds, they'll use the Osmiomancy gauntlets, which those are good gauntlets. But if we're talking building into stasis turrets, Eye of Another World will give you stasis turrets faster than the Osmiomancy gauntlets. The Osmiomancy gauntlets just give you 2 charges. but the regen on I Have Another World does go above like tier 10 discipline, so it will increase the speed more. But there is that utility if you want to just start chucking cold snaps with the Osmiomancies, if that's what you want to do. That's a spicy meatball, but yeah. The biggest thing to me though, the real reason I started thinking about this is the Apotheosis Veil. That exotic is ass. It don't do a goddamn thing that's useful anywhere at all whatsoever. Gives you full health and ability energies when you cast your super, and that is the entire exotic. Which, the reason it's so dumb is if you're casting your super when you're about to die, you're probably still gonna die because of the way the healing effect works. And it's a similar thing with Devour, where it'll show your health is full, but if you're still taking damage up to a certain point, it'll still kill you. You'll still die. So not only have you wasted your super, you're using this exotic and it didn't give you the effect that it was supposed to give you, and now you're looking stupid. And it's kind of ugly. Three fucking whammies right there, back to back to back. It's so bad. So, I think it needs a buff. Lean more into the ability aspect of it. I feel like it should do something along the lines of... No, that's Astrocyte verse. Different exotic. I wouldn't touch that. Astrocyte is fire for the people that use Astrocyte. Apotheosis Veil just does nothing. So what I think... It also has an effect that says nearby allies recharged class abilities faster, which I always forget that that's a thing on it. And it's just like, why? Yeah, I did go flawless. I got this here. Complete waste of time. Did nothing for me at all. But it looks cool, I guess. I'll probably farm out some more and just keep my card just so I can get a better roll than this. Try out the messenger one of these days. I have decent roll messengers. I just don't use it. I should, but I don't, because sometimes I like to be self-detrimental. But yeah, Apotheosis Veil, it's doo-doo. It's just bad. So, it honestly, you could remove that class ability aspect of Apotheosis Veil and no one would ever notice at all. It's like, oh, nearby allies recharge class abilities much faster. How the fuck does that help anyone? Not only do my allies need to be near me while I'm casting my super, I use all kind of weapons, brother. I use everything. This is why it just depends on the day. Like, these are my go-to builds here for different content. So this is my main Arc Crucible build. Arc Babies with Necrochasm because I fucking love Necrochasm. This is my bread and butter right here. I don't use it as often as I probably could. It's unfortunately getting a nice nerf, which sucks. Yeah, not because it's overpowered, but because Bungie feels like the archetype was doing it. Auto rifles were doing a bit too much. That's what they felt like. So the range is being brought down a little bit, which is unfortunate because it's already a low range gun. But now it's going to be an even lower range gun. Range stat on Necrochasm is 39. To put it in perspective, Quicksilver's 50. Osteostriga, mine is 75. Fucking Cryosthesia is 72. These rapid fire auto rifles don't get much range. They don't get that much play either, though I can sort of see why Bungie brought them down, but at the same time, I feel like the stat packages that they come with was more of the balancing factor than the actual, like, back-end ADS stat there. Though, for stuff like Amit, I feel like it was fair because Amit was doing some crazy shit. So them toning down Amit is fine, but I feel like Rapid Fires got caught in the crossfire for no reason. because now it's going to be even harder for them to compete with SMGs, and that is the range that they compete in. Back to this doo-doo water exotic though. I feel like it should give you more ability energy. Just as a whole. Just something that does that. And my first thought was having like essentially it have built in, what is it, innervation? Not innervation. Let me see. Oh no, it is. Built in innervation, built in invigoration, and built in insulation, which makes it so that when you pick up orbs of power, it gives you um ability energy based off of the one. So insulation is class ability, invigoration is melee, and innervation is grenades. So it could have that effect built into it, or just one of them. They did something similar for Claws Kara, where it has built-in hands-on. So anytime you're using it, you get a melee kill, and boom, you get a melee charge back. For the most part, that's it for the Warlock exotics, in my opinion. There's some ones that are just not very good, but I feel like that's more of a conflict of the identity form. Like, what is it? Prometheum Spur has that issue. Lunafaction boots kind of have that issue too, because Lunafactions is just like a relic of an old time. You don't really see nobody using Lunafactions. I say if we're gonna buff Lunafactions, just give it a way to build into Rift energy on top of the extra effects you get while in the Rift. That way it has a little bit of a cycle. But let's jump over to Hunters, because Hunters is next on the list. Celestial Fire needs a Celestial Nighthawk needs a damage buff. Just off bat. As a one and done super, it does less than other one and done supers with their specific exotic on, and I feel like that's pretty whack. Just in what is it? Curse of the Falling Star does more damage than Celestial Nighthawk. I feel like since the exotics do the same thing, they should be around the same range. Maybe almost it's like 100,000 more or some shit like that. Celestial Nighthawk is also a relic of the past, and that's its issue. Or even the new Titan exotic, the do 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 do. I'm trying to get the name of it for you. Pyrogale Gauntlets, right? It does something almost identical to Celestial Nighthawk, right? So Pyrogale turns the Burning Maul super into a one and done super, just like how Celestial Nighthawk fuses all your 3-shot Golden Gun into 1-shot. It's the exact same thing, except Pyrogale does significantly more damage. You can buff it up with Roaring Flames, and on top of that, it also has an effect where it buffs up one of your melee attacks. If you're using Consecration on the Titan, you can use Pyrogale and it buffs up Consecration on top of that. So Celestial Nighthawk, damage buff. Simple enough. And then you can, because it also has a built-in effect where not only does it give you that increase in damage, but if you get kills with Celestial Nighthawk's shot, it'll give you a 30 your super back, which you can use that to take on like a champion, fire that one shot off, annihilate them, and then since you killed the champion with it, you're a third of the way back to your next super. And right now, you use it on the champion, and the champion doesn't die. Which I think we can agree that's pretty fucking stupid. It'd also be cool because it caps you off at that 30%, but it would be pretty cool if you could like do one well placed Celestial Nighthawk shot, kill a bunch of ads because it causes people to explode as well. So if you can kill like some thrall and shit and get like 3 or 4 kills, it just gives you your super back immediately. That'd be pretty cool. Be a very specific situation, but could technically allow for you to chain together super strong single shot golden gun shots. But you'd have to time it so that there's enough enemies grouped up for that to be the case. Black Ranger's also pretty doo doo water. Because, like, who the fuck is out here redirecting people's attacks with Black Ranger? I feel like it should have something else for it, right? Because that in itself is just why, you know? Who is that helping? Redirect the increased redirection damage. And this is a thing in a lot of games where if you like have an enemy's attack and you shoot it back at that enemy, it always does not enough damage. Not literally always, but very frequently. It's like the enemies don't do the same amount of damage to themselves as they do to you. And that's pretty shitty. But that's some coding stuff, and we're not going to talk about coding stuff. But Black Ranger itself, uh, what do you think, Deshaun? Do we lead into the redirection section of that, or do we just get rid of that shit? Because it seems to be all around guarding, right? And that's fair, but like the extra damage you get from redirecting, I feel like that is just a waste of a perk. It I get it. Anytime you get upset about that, just remember there are Titans out here getting frozen out of their Thunder Crash and they just lose it, and I find that hilarious. Even still, it's fucking hilarious. I think it happens enough if you're playing against Stasis Warlocks that know what they're doing. What I'll say is Stasis Warlocks are rare, and then Stasis Warlocks that know what they're doing are even more rare. Little bit here and there. Maybe I should change that. Start running Stasis, freeze all of the Thunder Crashes. Some people say that Black Rangers should have the perk of Raiju's harness infused with it, or vice versa, which is pretty boring in my opinion. As an idea, it works, sorta, kinda, and it allows for them to create an entirely brand new perk. But I like to throw my head against the wall and see if I can come up with ideas to take its current identity and just embellish on it. I think embellish is the proper word. That's fair. Here's a fun fact for you. You know, the animation time. I don't care. Ooh, I just ripped my curtains down by mistake. What do you think for Blight Ranger? Do you think we slap on Raiju's harness to it and then maybe we could do something Blight based? Raiju's harness can have Blight Ranger's perk, and then maybe we can do something Blight based for Blight Ranger. Maybe Blight Ranger can convert your grenade. You know how the Moth Keeper's wraps changes your grenade to the moth? Maybe Blight Ranger could do something like that, where it converts your grenade to a blight, which I think would be pretty cool. So you throw it, and it'd be like throwing out the blight from the Touch of Malice, or the blights that the Taken Captains throw out. It'd be the same shit, but in the grenade. You can adjust the cooldowns for it, just like they did for the Moth Keeper's wrap. And then something about killing blighted targets giving you some extra effect. Or hitting a bunch of enemies with the blight gives you ability energy back for it. Helps charge up your next blight or some shit. I don't know. I think that'd be pretty cool. What, the blight? It'd be a skill shot. Moves faster than a Nova Bomb. And it's bigger than a Nova Bomb. Weirdly enough. I think I'm craving Cajun. Bill's hopping on. Let me see. I think they did pretty good with Mask of Backers. Mechanier's Trick Sleeves is alright. Maybe they could treat Mechanier's Trick Sleeves similar to how they treated the Eye of the Storm perk before. Because before Eye of the Storm wouldn't trigger until your health was red, and that's what Mechanier's Trick Sleeves does. So maybe give it the same health threshold as Eye of the Storm. So your health doesn't have to be as low for the effect to trigger. And then fuck it, give all sidearms, I don't know, what, anti-barrier? And boom. Shards of Galanor could probably do something. So hits with it or kills will give you super energy. So they can make it so that that also applies to the weighted knife. And maybe just for extra funk to it, they can make it so that the weighted knife, where it lodges at, for a small period of time, just kind of emits a scorching field that burns targets that get too close to it. And boom, bought the Shards of Galanor. It's already all knife based anyway, so Give it a little something, something. Or they could do it so instead of it being the weighted knife for crucible balance, it could be the lightweight knife. So now your knife scorches, it gives you radiance. It can be used as a tool to block off areas, comes out fast, has really good tracking, and gives you bonus super energy if you throw it on with Shards of Galanor. Boom. Triton's Vice could just go for some damage buffs. The damage buff it gets for your melee attack is still less than that of Syntheseps, which is wild, since this is all based off of Glaives anyway. So I feel like this should match that at the very least. Honestly, it should probably exceed Syntheseps damage buff, since you have to be using a Glaive for this, but Syntheseps allows for you to use literally everything you want. It also has a similar design to Syntheseps. Looking at it. It's like Crab Hammer Syntheseps. Wasn't Best can use a buff. Its biggest issue, I feel like all of the exotics that only benefit your super is an issue because in most content in the game, you're not gonna sacrifice an exotic that can work most of the time for an exotic that only works once every like 10 to 20 minutes. I feel like super based exotics either need to be able to generate more super energy out base so you can actually take advantage of it more, or do something else as a whole in addition to the super benefits, because an exotic that only works when you're casting your super is it's not going to be game changing. You wouldn't want to use it for harder content, and you also wouldn't want to use it for lower end content because then it'll just be overkill. Like at least with like so Pyro Gales for the Titan, the new one, you can build into the melee, which can help you get your super back fast because it buffs the melee on top of buffing your super. Curse of the Falling Star can use something like that. Maybe getting kills with Ballistic Slam gives you bonus super energy or some shit like that. Things like that, just small stuff for those super base exotics. Catamus Ridge Lance Cap for the Titan. Just buff the damage that it does for. Are we waiting on you, Deshaun? Bill's on my fire team right now. He just joined. It's no big deal. Catamus Lance. Catamus. Catamus Ridge Lance Cap. Holy shit. Um, that one they could literally just make it so that the lances, the diamond lances, they do more damage and or have a bigger radius for freezing because you hit a person with it and it's like, oh, now I have 3 stasis crystals, but you hit them and it kind of tickled them. Even in regular content, kind of just tickles a little bit. It's not significant at all. I'm thinking Bill's probably going to be in the Discord, so I'm going to switch over. Cadamus Ridge lens cap. Boodoo. Boodoo. Mask of the Quiet One. I had an idea where um Mask of the Quiet One, because it already kind of centers around being low health, I feel like it should give you pretty much built-in emergency reinforcements. So when your health is low, you get super good damage resistance. But if you're getting kills while your health is low, it'll heal you back up to keep you alive. So you become like a low health tank. Wouldn't really do much in the Crucible, but in PvE content, I think it'd be pretty cool. A lot of people sleep on the emergency reinforcement perk. I've seen people bash it. It's actually really good. It gives you a significant damage resistance if you stack up two at least. So you end up not dying from shit that should have killed you. I use it on all my builds instead of just like your regular damage resistance mods, because in my opinion the like arc resistance, solar resistance, wear resistance is not significant enough. Like you barely notice the shit. It might save you from being two shot from specific sniper rifles, but so would emergency reinforcements, and it applies to all damage types. And there's literally nothing else really to run in the chest slot unless you want a whole bunch of ammo. But if you're gonna run resistance mods, then you're not getting a whole bunch of ammo. Wait for Deshaun to get in. What are we doing? Oh, hey, Deshaun. He ain't say nothing. Just appeared. That's fair. I appreciate that. Though I'm a rude piece of shit. I don't always listen. But what are we doing? Can we not really? Yeah. Bill can't hear you for some reason. You still can't hear Deshaun, Bill? He can hear you. Right. Yeah. Echoes and stuff. You know. I am ultra also neutral on the matter. I guess that leaves the decision up to me. We do a couple trials matches, and then if we start getting really frustrated and shit, we jump over to Nightfall. So we can get frustrated there instead. Kermit, no!
Trials of Osiris.
Alright, then we can do one trials match and then switch right over. I mean, you seem like you want to change your mind, so I just said it seems like you were changing your mind. I didn't assume anything. I didn't say you were. I said it sounds like you were. No, I said it sounds like you are. No, you're saying that I said that you were, and I'm not. I said that it sounds like you are.
Opponent revived. This round is theirs, but you can win the next.
I unfortunately didn't get the headshot kill at the end there, so it didn't blow up.
You are trailing. This is true. It only matters if you let it continue.
Guardian down.
It is just you now. Fight until you have nothing left. Your opponent chokes around and takes the next.
Yep.
The opposing team leads. Show them you are hungry.
Guardian down. Guardian
It is
down.
just you now. Fight until you have nothing left. Your team is fallen. You can stand back up.
No, I meleeed. Just too slow. He also wouldn't have died.
Your opponent's lead. You can come back from this. Only one enemy is left. Only one ally is left. It is in their hands. Opponent revived. You lost this round. Does not matter. Wins the next. Match point. I have seen you come back from worse. This is easy. Only one ally is left. It is there. Next time, my friend. Next time.
Deshaun, did you turn in your passage? Or did you keep it?
Very discouraging. Take heart.
Or did you reset it?
And return.
I just saw that he got his mercy. So that's why I asked if you read it. Gotcha. Just a gamer. Okay. We cannot do the Nightfall. Bill doesn't have Witch Queen.
I do have it. I bought that shit on this thing.
Saying you ain't got Witch Queen.
So how do I have stasis? Like what?
Stasis is beyond light.
No, that's not the stasis. How do I have
That's Lightfall.
Oh my god, bro. Yeah. Y'all can just do it after this. It's fine.
That kind of defeats the point.
It's cool. I could do it. I need to get some sleep regardless, anyways. I've been up Bible study for 3 hours. So yeah, okay. Connection has just been ass all day. So can't even play the game right now.
So you're gonna hop off?
As much as I don't want to, yeah. I'm just gonna just let you gentlemen.
Well, if you don't want to, then what the hell are you getting off from?
Because I have to. Because I have to go to work
Ah,
in the next few hours. So get some rest. Like being a responsible man.
responsible things and employment. Huh, could never be me. I get it though.
Yeah, bro. But catch y'all next time. Love y'all, man. And yeah, y'all stay up. You have a great week, great night, and yeah, till next time.
Be safe, Chum.
Yes, sir. You too, man. Later.
So, Deshaun, what you want to do? Sabbath on Spire, Night Falls. Ah, I see. Let me check and see if anyone's online first. That's looking like a no. One LFG. Pink's on. What's Pink doing at this hour? Pink's raiding. You said you still need to do Ron, right? I think that might be the nightfall for the raid for this week. Ron. Root of Nightmares. The raid. I think that's the raid this week. So I might be able to get somebody to do it like tomorrow or some shit if you want. I didn't even know it showed you. When they add this to the game next season, the LFG system, we gonna be doing everything. Anything. I agree. Or at least allow for the green to shade. I think no backup plans is pretty cool. What's your beef? Not a fan of high fashion? No backup plans has an ornament. The color of it matches your subclass. The color of no backup plan matches your subclass. It changes with the subclass. Don't know why, because it only works on Void, but if you want an orange no backup plan, you ready? I feel like no backup plans should work with, like, at least partially work with all of the subclasses, since it changes colors based off of the subclass you pick. I feel like it having that feature and then only working on one is stupid. So do you dislike the glow? I see. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it was Overload, right? Ah, shit. If I would I forgot to switch to an LMG. Oh well.
The Spire's machinations lie open to us. Traverse it and
I have
grasp
blades.
its magic for our own ends. Oh shit. I forgot to. I got attacked by a knight. Take the high flight to the ritual circle.
ogre in the middle.
Destroy them, Guardian.
Oh, thank you for the overshield. I think it's you. Yeah. In the middle, there's an ogre. I'm right behind you. You can pick me up. Fuck the ops.
These hive crystals contain powerful light. Do you know where that comes from? I think you do. You've ripped it out of enough of your cousins to know that by now. My brood did the same on Titan. You've become so good at it. I enjoy watching you work.
No, it's not this one. If we don't have the elements for it, we can't even get it. It's this one right here. So you gotta shoot that one with Void. I have Arc and Stasis. I don't have any Void or Solar. Another Void up here and then a Solar. Do you have Solar? I don't think he does either. Nah, he doesn't. He has Arc. Oh well. Oh well. Can't get it. D. Yeah, I think it's glitched. I was about to ask you if you had Amplify still. It never gave us the effect of dropping the Synaptic Sphere. And so it didn't disable the buff. My goodness. Well, that's unfortunate. I've died. Now I'm not amplified anymore. That sucks. That would have been nice to just have constant amplify. But I've unfortunately fallen and I can't get up. Okay. Do you disable any of your cards? I disabled the elemental ones. And kept ammo, light orbs, grenades, and melees.
Break the charge of arc energy to contain its light.
We have a lot of melees for this one. So feel free to just throw them, you know.
Transfer the arc charge to each crystal.
There's a barrier champion on you. I was hitting them from a distance, but unfortunately I got caught with the okie doke. Are you fucking kidding me? Why? You could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you chose to be here. The same one. We're not gonna be able to get the next one either.
You become quite the little spellcaster. Ever since Savathun taught you so much.
From what I was told, if you go through, at least one of the people go through the right one, it gives you the flag. And if no one goes through the right one, then it doesn't. But, hey, could be wrong.
Guardian down. Guardian down.
Don't you love when you get the same card twice? I re-rolled my cards twice. You know, it'd be really awkward if he didn't have triple jump on. I don't think he'd be able to make the jumps. I'm fairly certain on a hunter you can only make him with triple jump or maybe high jump, and since he can't switch subclasses or anything, he'd be fucked.
Those hive are all that's left in your way. Bring them down, Guardian.
should probably kill the champions before we finish off these. I'm not safe. Don't think we get a flag.
Those hive are all that's left in your way. Bring them down, Guardian. You killed the witch. No, I'm telling you, you did. We need to kill the knights up top.
5 seconds. Dude, you gotta cast yours. You're gonna have to cast yours or you're gonna die. No, you can't. You're alive, you're alive, you're alive. 5 seconds, 5 seconds. We're gonna die. He's gonna die. You gotta stay alive. I'm just letting you know that he was about to die because he was trying to punch the boss. You shouldn't punch the boss. I got 5.
Testing her strength if she doesn't want to be eaten alive. And she has no one left to love. Now you see, I needed my worm exercised so I could tell you the truth. And didn't I uphold our bargain? I knew you could.
Not every time. Actually, yeah, I think so. Thinking about it. I didn't get one because I have all the crafted recipes. got it done. And that's all that matters. It's kind of late. I'm kind of tired. I'll catch you another time, brother. And thank everyone who came out to go peep at the stream. Appreciate you guys. Love you all. Have a good night. And now I can turn my TV off for real.